Anyway, today I'm going to talk about a couple of guitars that I want to show you. Sometime around the mid 70s, I purchased Bruce Coburn's Further Adventures album. Very interesting album for the time. There was a song on it called Rainfall, and the tone of the guitar just blew me away. And so I had to figure out, what is that guitar? And he was playing at the Bottom Line in New York, and I went down there and found out he was playing a Larrivee guitar. And at this point in time, we pretty much all know who Gene Larrivee is. I actually consider him the grandfather of Canadian acoustic guitar construction. His apprentices, David Wren, Linda Manzer, building some of the most amazing guitars I've ever played in my life. My first Larrivee I purchased from Tony Douglas Smith, who actually works with Linda Manzer now. This 1976 Larrivee. This was the early incarnation of what became the L09. You'll notice the body is a lot deeper, smaller sound hole. But this is one of my favorite guitars. I love the sound of this guitar, and it had that exact sound that I was looking for. I've had it since about, right around there, sometime in the mid 70s. It was made in 76, so it was pretty new when I got it. But although it wasn't, it was used, but it was only slightly used. Over the years, I've gotten to know Linda Manzer quite well, and she let us take this guitar at the Woodstock Guitar Show. This was made in 1979 in Toronto, one of her earliest cutaways. And when we think about cutaway guitars, cutaway acoustic flat tops, I think we sometimes tend to forget that they really didn't hit their stride until, I would have to guess, late into the 1980s. So when Gene Larrivee was doing cutaway guitars, this is very reminiscent of that first cutaway that Gene built for Bruce Coburn. I think he built Coburn's around 75. This was built in 79. That this was quite a revolutionary guitar for its time. Sonically, these two guitars are very, very similar. They both share that same DNA of the Toronto-built Larrivees. David Wren was also building at the time. Unfortunately, I don't have one of David's guitars here today, but oh, I'm just reminded I do have a Wren guitar here. This was one of the last guitars. David is now building guitars again, but this was built by him right around the late 80s, early 90s. He actually built this guitar for Garnet Rogers. And it's a pretty big guitar, but again, you can see the, I don't know if this is all going to go in the same frame, but you can see the similarity, all descended from Larrivee's original design. So yes, we do. So here we have a Larrivee, a Manzer, and a Wren.